Hello, Homestead. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please stay standing for a moment of silence.
Coming up today on HHS In Depth, A Taste of Homestead is back next week, and we will get you caught up on how you can take part in a cultural and culinary delights this event brings to the community each year.
Along with the story over two recent Spartan graduates who made Homestead history as they faced off against each other in a Big Ten basketball game. See how Goode and Fletcher Loyer's friendship continues even as they play for opposing schools.
Plus, in sports, only one winter sports team remains in the state tournament, and I'll tell you who it is as they get ready for state this weekend a little later on in Down to the Wire.
Those stories and more coming to you today only on HHS In Depth.
From Homestead Media, this is HHS In Depth.
Hello Homestead, I'm Sean Ross.
And I'm Mara Nicholson. And Sean, since 2015, Homestead has held a Taste of Homestead, where students, parents, and the community is invited to learn about different cultures by sampling food from that country.
Joining us now is reporter Nada DeHook with a story about the event taking place next week.
Next Wednesday, Homestead is coming together to host a Taste of Homestead, the annual event where people from all over the community come together to try foods from nearly 50 different countries.
Taste of Homestead is going to be from 6 to 7:30 Wednesday, March 15th in the cafeteria. And we just ask everybody to park at door 31, which is the door right by Mr. Marr's room, and then walk straight down to the cafeteria. And once you get there, there'll be some students from FCCLA to greet everybody, to welcome them. They'll be passing out a couple of things that you'll need for the night. It's free to get in. We do take donations because we like to keep this, our goal is to keep this event free as long as we can. And there should be food from more than 40 countries that night.
Past participants of Taste of Homestead keep coming back to take part in the event. And because of the memories made every year, they encourage other students to attend as well.
I think people should come to a Taste of Homestead because it's a celebration of many cultures and you get to be in a diverse environment. And I also love how you're learning about different cultures through food, which is the best way because everyone loves to eat. And I suggest asking a lot of questions because I think that there's a story behind every dish. So learning a little bit while you're eating is the perfect way to learn.
People should come to Taste of Homestead because it's a great blend of cultures and countries' foods. Eating's always great. People love food, and there's a bunch of different stuff that a lot of people have never had, and it's just a great positive environment as well.
Taste of Homestead is an event you won't want to miss, as it is a unique experience not many schools have to offer. If you have any more questions about the event, you can email Senior Peeper at the email address shown below. For HHS In Depth, I'm Nada DeHook.
Thanks, Nada. Last Sunday, two former Spartans made history by being the first former teammates to play against each other in a Division I NCAA basketball game. And now is reporter Noah Johanningsmeyer, who brings you a story over Goode and Fletcher Loyer and how their friendship that was formed at Homestead continues on even playing as rivals in college.
2 years ago this week, the Homestead boys basketball team was in the middle of a magical season, sitting at a 25-0 record, #1 ranking in the state, and even top 15 in the country. That success can be attributed to both Fletcher Loyer and Goode, who have now crossed paths once again on this very court.
Yeah, it was special. You know, when you have two Big Ten guards on the same team, on a high school team, you know, it's a pretty good team. So we were able to do some great things. It was a fun season. I love playing.
Once we clicked, we really did click. And I think when we got up to #1 in the state and top 15 in the country, and we're really just beating everyone, it was real special. Just the friendship we all had was huge for us on the court, too.
Their friendship hasn't only been on the court, but in all aspects of their lives, as they have been able to share that bond that has continued to strengthen in their years since playing together.
I FaceTimed him last night before the game and was just talking trash and stuff like that. So I talked to him, you know, a couple times a week, stay in touch.
Yeah, we talk all the time, whether it's sending each other stuff on Instagram or Twitter or just texting each other. We're very close, and we still are close with those teammates that we had that year.
I think, when you're good friends with someone, you always pay attention to what they do. And, I was out there while they were celebrating the Big Ten championship and congratulating him. Just like last year when we won it, they were congratulating me.
Although both Luke and Fletcher have very busy schedules as student athletes in the Big Ten, they are still able to stay in close contact with each other and even catch some games on TV watching the other play.
I always watch his games because of him, and I knew all about Illinois just because I was watching Luke's games.
So last year I watched Homestead a lot. It's fun to watch your high school guys, especially the ones that you played with. And then this year, I scout against him now. So, I'm an opponent against him. So watching film on him all week and scouting him, watching Big Ten games, it's fun to see your friends and your former teammates do well.
And even while they were competing against each other on a big stage in their final regular season game of the year, they were still able to share moments together out on the court.
It's special. At the free throw line, at the end of the game in crunch time, I was making jokes and trying to get them to miss the shot. So, when you have that type of relationship with other guys on the other team, it makes it fun.
It was just real cool. And then I'm shooting free throws there at the end, and he's talking a little smack, and I was just trying not to laugh. But just a really good guy, and I think our friendship's real special.
Both Fletcher and Luke's seasons are still to continue as they will be competing in the Big Ten tournament this weekend and next week are expected to make the NCAA tournament. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Noah Johannesmeyer.
It's been pretty mellow this week with temperatures sticking in the mid-40s, but will the trend continue into the weekend? Stick around and I'll be back to let you know in just a few minutes.
Spartans, next week is Just Because Week. On Monday, dress comfy and wear sweatpants. Dress like your favorite teacher on Tuesday. On Wednesday, put on your favorite college gear. Take some fashion inspo from the past as you dress up on Throwback Thursday. Finally, on Friday, take some inspiration from the Irish and wear green for St. Paddy's Day. Have fun and don't forget to dress up next week, Spartans. Welcome back to HHS In Depth.
Welcome back. Riley Dance Marathon Club invites you to participate in the 2023 Dance Marathon. They'll be making miracles for Riley on Friday, March 24th from 4 to 10 p.m. Admission is $10, which includes a Dance Marathon t-shirt. More fundraising is encouraged through Donor Drive or the Red Buckets at the event. Key Club is partnering with them, so those wanting sponsored hours can sign up on the Sign Up Genius form. This will be a fun time of dancing, games, giveaways, and most importantly, local Riley kids will share their stories of how Riley helped them in their medical experience. Please see flyers posted around school for more information or email Club President Katie Carroll at the email address shown here.
Seniors, if you are interested in speaking at the 2023 graduation ceremony on June 11th, applications are due in 1 week, on Wednesday, March 15th at 3:05 p.m. No late submissions will be accepted. Check the Daily Canvas announcements page for more information as well as the application.
Homestead senior Gaia Splendor got the opportunity to compete in Poetry Out Loud's Indiana State Finals. Poetry Out Loud is a poetry recital competition that allows students to foster their love of poetry and master their public speaking skills. Gaia said that being able to surround yourself with poetry and others who are just as passionate about it as you are was overall amazing. Everyone was incredibly welcoming, and the awards were even art pieces made by local artists. Being there with my mom and Mr. Beer made me appreciate the connections that art encourages even more. Congrats to Gaia on being a state finalist.
Homestead's FCCLA club made the trek down to Muncie this week to compete in the annual state competition centering around the careers in family consumer sciences. Homestead's FCCLA club made the trek down to Muncie this week to compete in the annual state competition centering around careers in the family consumer sciences. FCCLA is a student leadership organization that focuses on community and career preparation. Competitors spend the Monday and Tuesday presenting their projects to judges. Homestead Senior and FCCLA Vice President of District Coordination, Leah Walker, says that he loves FCCLA because it has given me so many opportunities to assume leadership positions and meet new friends while having a positive impact on the community. Speaking to her experience at State, Senior Ella Johnson says that the trip was rewarding, saying FCCLA State was so fun this year. I got to compete in interior design and had so much fun with my friends in Muncie. She later added that the success of her teammates in their respective categories added to this event. Congratulations to everyone who made it to FCCLA Nationals.
The Homestead dance team is heading to state this weekend, and in now to give us a look at our dancers this year is HHS In-Depth reporter Brent Tisdale.
The dance season is coming to an end, and the girls have continued to achieve their personal and team goals as well as exceed Mrs. Lombardo's expectations.
We are so happy with the season so far. At every invitational we've competed at, we have scored and placed extremely well, and it really is due to the hard work this team puts into each and every practice. Just a couple weeks ago, we were at Ensemble State. Our ensembles are small groups that we try out to be in. And our small ensemble were state champs in their division, and our large ensemble were state runner-ups, but with the second highest score of the entire competition. Our junior ensemble also did well. They were 4th out of 14. The next couple of weeks we head into regionals and state, and we're going to see our biggest competitors yet, and we're so excited.
We also have a competitive team that practices outside of school. We practice 2 to 3 times a week, and we compete in jazz, hip hop, and small groups. We also work with the special needs department to form champions together, and they get to perform at state this year, which is an awesome opportunity for all of us.
The dance community offers more than just the team. Mrs. Lombardo has in-school dance classes that students are allowed to take as fun electives where you learn technique and different dance genres.
I have been coaching the dance team, and I've been the dance teacher here at Homestead High School for 10 years now. Our team has grown tremendously, grown in numbers, grown in talent, grown in structure, and all the ways that a dream team could possibly grow. As far as the future of the program, for dance team, we're pretty much hitting it right on the head. Like, we're where I have wanted to be when I first thought about taking on this job and looking at the future. We are in that moment right now. We're strong. We're a school that everybody knows in the dance world, and we're making lots of noise in positive ways. At the moment, I am hoping to grow this program to make the dance position full-time, the dance teacher position full-time. Right now, I need all the students in Homestead to, if you're interested, if you've ever wanted to try dance, come give it a shot.
On March 11th, all dancers on the team qualify for state. So if you see some of the amazing dancers in the hall, please congratulate them, and remember, it takes an athlete to dance, but an artist to be a dancer. For HHS In-Depth, I'm Brent Tisdale.
Students. Recently, many of our classmates and staff have noticed a rise in students bringing in their own personal medications into school. Although most Homestead students are responsible for administrating the basic medication that they may need throughout the day, school policy dictates that many over-the-counter medications and most prescription medications must be distributed by the clinic staff at Homestead.
So students are not supposed to carry medications here at Homestead. There are a couple exceptions. They can carry emergency medications like EpiPens or inhalers or diabetic supplies if their parent and their doctor has signed off on them. It's just a safety issue. We don't want medications being shared amongst students, and we don't want people getting their hands on something that could potentially be dangerous if you take too much of it or if you give it to somebody that could have an allergy.
At the beginning of the year, all students had to sign a contract saying that they agreed to follow the rules in the student handbook, one of the regulations being all medications prescribed and over-the-counter to be administered to students during the school year are to be brought to the nurse's office and will be stored there until dispensed by a school nurse. A student medication permit signed by the parent or guardian is required to be on file in the nurse's office for each medication. This includes, but is not limited to, most prescribed medications and over-the-counter medications like ibuprofen, Tylenol, aspirin, and medicated eye or ear drops. However, this policy does not mean that students can never have access to over-the-counter meds throughout the school day.
So every year, as part of online registration, there's a medical information sheet, and on that section, they can say yes to ibuprofen, Tylenol, and Tums. All of those things we carry here in the clinic, and you can take them up to 3 times a semester with your parents' permission.
If you or someone you know has any doubts on what is allowed to be carried at school, remember to ask the nurses down in the clinic to avoid disciplinary actions.
Thanks, Mara. Earlier this week, many Homestead students took part at the annual state DECA competition in Indianapolis. And now with a recap is HHS In-Depth reporter Morgan Gillette.
Students from all over Indiana gather in Indianapolis for the state DECA competition. Many Homestead students came down last weekend to show off their business skills.
DECA is an association of marketing students, so if students compete in marketing events, whether it's written papers and a lot of entrepreneurship-based events, so it's an opportunity for students that are business-oriented or interested in a business as a possible career to get involved and do some real-world applications.
I like the competitive nature and all the work I can put in, and I can really feel good about my finished product, and then I can show it to judges and just see how well I can do against other schools. It really gives me a better idea of like what goes into a business and a business plan and how you can really use that in almost all aspects of your future and your career. So it's really cool.
There's many different events. There's financial events. It's all marketing of a business of some sort. There's written events, there's role play events, there's just a lot. And then there's different levels of competition. There's districts, there's state, and then there's internationals. And then as you progress, you move up that ladder if you make it that far in the competition.
Many students have chosen to get involved with DECA for numerous reasons. The trip really allows insight into the professional business world.
It really gives me a better idea of like what goes into a business and a business plan and how you can really use that in almost all aspects of your future and your career.
Oh, what an amazing opportunity for students. We went to Indianapolis. We're staying at the JW Marriott, the best hotel in Indianapolis. There's 3,000 students here, so students get to hang out, do some things. The competition is obviously fierce with a lot of great schools, but there's some free time, Circle Center. There's just a lot of neat opportunities for students to be down here for the weekend.
Students take the competition very seriously, but also enjoy their free time. If you would like to join DECA next year, contact Mr. McNeil at the email address shown below. Reporting for HHS In-Depth, I'm Morgan Gillette.
Thanks, Morgan. Well, the weather outside feels like any day now, spring is ready to appear and stay for good.
Megan Kelly joins us now to tell us if we're getting closer to those consistent days of warmer weather.
Thanks, Sean and Mara. Today's warm weather is a nice change, with a high of 46 but dipping down to 30 overnight for the low. As for tomorrow, our flex day will have the feeling of a true e-learning day with a 77% chance of snow and very cold conditions compared to what we've had all week long, as the high will only reach 35. The chilliness of Friday will continue throughout Saturday, with the day's high only reaching 37 degrees. Sunday will be slightly warmer, with a high of 40 and cloudy skies. The evening will drop back down to the upper 20s, bringing another chance of snow to our area. Spring weather seems to still elude us, but will it warm up next week? I'll be back later to fill you in.
Thanks, Megan. Next and down to the wire, Graham DeWitt is in for Anthony to let us know which winter sports team is getting ready for their state championship this weekend.
Stick around, you're watching HHS In-Depth.
Hello, Homestead. Here's this week's Club Roundup. Students for Life will be meeting Tuesday, room 503. Film Club will be meeting Tuesday, room 614. Horticulture Club will be meeting Thursday, room 208. Law Club is meeting Tuesday, room 531. Ping Pong Club will be meeting next Friday in the cafeteria. Chicken Nugget Club is meeting Friday, room 208. To get up-to-the-minute club updates and additional information, please check out the HHS announcements page on Canvas.
Welcome back to Down to the Wire. I'm Graham DeWitt. Winter sports season is about to wrap up this weekend, and Homestead still has one team playing for a state championship. But first, the boys basketball team was in action twice last Saturday after their first game was rescheduled due to weather concerns. At noon, the Spartans went up against Columbia City in the sectional semifinal. The boys came out strong, taking a 32-23 lead at the half. An 18-point third quarter by the Spartans put the game out of reach as they held on through the Eagles' late comeback to win 59-51. Unfortunately, the boys' season came to an end later that night in the sectional title in a rematch versus Wayne. After keeping it close all game, the Spartans lost on a last-second shot by the Generals by a final score of 57-55. Congrats to the boys on a good season and good luck next year. Last Saturday, the girls gymnastics team won their third straight regional title while setting a program record score of 113.325. Gina Zarelli and Jillian Krieger both scored 38.150, sharing the all-around title. Good luck to the girls as they compete for the state title once again this Saturday. In other sports news, both the boys and girls indoor track teams began their season last Friday in a match at Indiana Wesleyan. In this competition, junior Ellie Irwin broke the school record for the girls' high jump, reaching 5 feet 4 inches. Congratulations, Ellie. Next Tuesday, the boys volleyball team will be in the Spartan Arena at 7:30 as they compete in their first official match ever. Make sure to come and support the Spartans as they play our rival, Carroll. It's time for our girls to win a state title. Tomorrow, our gymnastics team will compete for their first state title since 2001 down at Ball State. Drive down to Muncie to support our girls at noon. That'll do it for this week's edition of Down to the Wire. Thank you for watching, and Megan will have a final check of the weather when we return.
Next week on HHS In Depth, reporter Michelle Obioma will bring you a story about Fashion Club and what it has to offer. Catch this story and more next week.
The start of next week rests in the low 40s, with cloudy skies staying throughout the week. Next Thursday, the weather will finally start to warm, but the cloudy skies will continue throughout the week. Hopefully, springing forward this Sunday will herald the start of the higher temperatures and the true start of spring weather. Sean, Mara, back to you.
All right, thank you, Megan, and thank you for watching today.
Good luck to all of our Homestead athletes and other performers in action this weekend.
Want to catch up with HHS In Depth beyond this news show? Check out our Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Homestead Media for updates, recaps, and other short stories around school.
Have a great weekend, and we will see you back here again next week.